I wish that somebody would have told me the real deal about breastfeeding before Ethan was born. To be honest, I felt highly frustrated and overwhelmed by all the things that I didn't know about breastfeeding. So if you're like me, or if you know someone like me, then this is the video for you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mommies of Jen. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Samantha.
And thank you for watching. And if you're new here, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can see more videos like this with expert tips from teachers and mommies on how to teach, love, and care for your kids.
So today we're really excited to be sharing with you the top 5 must-knows about breastfeeding.
Yep. So let's begin. Number 1, breastfeeding can be hard.
You can say that again. Breastfeeding can be hard. So when I came home from the hospital, I told everybody, I don't know why they make such a big deal about giving birth, because for me, breastfeeding was harder than giving birth.
Yep.
First thing that's hard about breastfeeding, when your milk comes in, your breasts get engorged.
Oh my God.
So painful. They become engorged with all of that milk coming in, and it becomes hard to the touch, really hot. And that is the most painful thing for me. That was my experience. And the only thing that brought any kind of relief
Yeah, say it.
is a hot boob bath. Yes. I know. But I swear, that was the only thing.
No one knows what mommies have to go through.
So that is exactly what it sounds like, a hot boob bath. So you take a little basin, a plastic basin, and you fill it up with hot water, and you bathe your boobs, and it will release some milk, and the release, it promotes flow of the milk, and that's what provides you release. So that's my biggest tip for that engorgement time period. Yep. When you're dealing with that, that was my tip number 1. That's what helped me. The second thing is you can also pump, but you don't want to pump too much. So 5 minutes, because the more you pump, the increase of milk flow. I'm still thinking about the boobie bath. My second tip for dealing with this is pumping.
Yes.
So you can pump. I called the lactation consultant during that time, and they said you can pump, but they advised not to pump for too long because it can backfire on you when you start producing more milk because you're pumping, and then you'll be even in more pain. So hot boobie bath, and pumping often and nursing often. Your baby is really the one who can help you the most with relieving some of that pressure. So that's tip number 1.
All right, so number 2 is build and keep your milk supply up from the beginning.
From the beginning, because you will need it. So how to start building the supply? Like I said before in the first tip, you're going to want to nurse your baby often, and you're going to want to pump at least once a day in order to start building that supply. And also, it's great for that, and it's also good for your freezer stash. As far as what you're taking in, you're going to want to drink lots of water, and if you think you're already drinking enough water, you're probably not drinking enough water. Drink more water. Always have a bottle at hand. Yeah. And also oats. Oatmeal is great for breastfeeding. It is very rich with iron, which your baby needs during this time, and you need. So oats for breakfast, also easy. When you're a new mom, you need easy. Oats and water and nursing.
Yep. So tip number 3 is breastfeeding comes with lots of stuff.
Yes. So before I had Ethan and I was pregnant, I was like, I'm going to be a minimalist mom. I'm not going to have anything. It's going to be natural. Listen, you need stuff when you're breastfeeding.
A whole lot of stuff.
So my top few must-haves, though, if you do want to keep it minimum, 1, you need a great electric pump. I have a Medela at home. I could link it below for the specific model that I have, and it's great. That's the one that I have at home, and I have one that I take on the go, the Bella Baby. That's an extra. Second must have is a silicone pump. It's great for increasing your milk supply and also beginning that freezer stash, which you will need. That's another must-have. And for me, the third must-have is your Boppy pillow. I love my Boppy pillow. It's probably the most used item in my house since having Ethan. So you will need that because you and baby need to be comfortable.
Yep, absolutely. So tip number 4 is breastfeeding is a full-time job.
Yeah, so just don't fight it. My biggest tip with that is don't fight it. Your job in those beginning months, your first year really is to care for your child and feeding your child.
Yeah.
You are their main food source. So you need to make yourself comfortable. Know that, don't fight it. You will be spending countless of hours on your couch, in that chair, on your bed, wherever you're nursing. So make yourself comfortable. Have a bottle of water in your
Not a bottle of wine, a bottle of water.
Even though, treat yourself sometimes, but that's a whole nother discussion. Have a bottle of water by your bedside, by your wherever, everywhere, and also have a snack and have your remote ready to go, because you will be spending a lot of time nursing, especially while your baby is learning how to nurse, right?
And number 5 is breastfeeding comes with perks, and this is by far our favorite.
Yeah, so I know the first 4 can seem overwhelming, but don't worry, because breastfeeding is really beautiful. It's my favorite time is in the middle of the night and in the morning. I know it sounds crazy because you are so exhausted and you are getting up because this little child is crying. But once you're nursing, that's time just for you and your baby.
Yep.
Just for you and your baby. And those precious little snuggles, get them in while you can, because the time flies.
Because it doesn't last. I tell you all the time that I loved breastfeeding and that I miss it.
Yeah.
You know, my kids breastfed for about 9-8 months each, and so the time flies by.
Yeah. So that's the most beautiful part of breastfeeding, but it also has other perks. You know, it's so healthy for your baby. There are studies that show that breastfed babies are more able to fight off infections, ear infections, and diseases like obesity and diabetes. We'll link some of those sources below. It's great for moms too. You burn an extra 500 calories. 500 calories a day breastfeeding alone. So it can really help you shed off those extra pounds, especially in those beginning months when you're exclusively breastfeeding, if that's what you choose. And yeah, so it's just a beautiful way for you and your baby to bond.
So if you are one of those moms that decided to breastfeed, or maybe even just bottle feed, we want to hear from you. We want to see your comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so that you can get more videos like this.
Bye guys, thank you for watching.